we'll allow them to watch the full replay of it. But I do invite you to write down your questions for us so that we can go back and address any questions you may have about things we did not share during the presentation or things you'd like to get some clarification about. So I want to just tell you what's coming up so you kind of know what to expect. We're going to talk tonight about who we are as the center and the leadership of the center. We're going to talk about what the program really looks like and what Faith Learn Thrive is doing through the learning communities. And then we'll share with you a bit about the modules we're learning, the features, the coaching, how pastors and teams relate. We're going to share some testimonials from churches that we have helped in the past. And we're going to share a little bit about the commitment that's involved in this particular opportunity, the value that's available to your church, and the investment and opportunity that we're presenting tonight. And then we'll leave you with some instructions about how you apply. So I am Dr. Rona Williams. I am the program director at Faith Learn Thrive. I came to this work from a legal background. I'm actually an attorney that's licensed in South Carolina. I do not actively practice law, although my license is active. I do this full time. I am obsessed and addicted to the ministry of the saints. And so I came to Hood as a Master's of Divinity student. And while I was there, was really led of Holy Spirit to launch a virtual executive pastor type business, right? My desire was to work for a church. And so the opportunity the Lord gave me was not just to work for one church, but to work for a lot of churches. So in so many strange ways, this is my absolute dream job. I absolutely love what I do. And I love serving in the local church. I serve my local congregation as executive pastor. And so I'm actively serving as I am helping your churches. I continue to serve and contribute where I am planted. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I go to church in Concord, and occasionally I work in Salisbury. That's what I tell people. But that's who I am, and that's what I do here at the center. And so I'll allow our project coordinator to introduce herself.
Well, we're so happy to have you with us. And we're so excited about what's happening tonight. I am Myra Davis Bellinger, and I happen to be a pastor who is very passionate about this work. Actually, I've been doing this for over 30 years, thereabout, with my own initiative of Operation Raise the Standard. And when this wonderful opportunity came open, as I have been sharing for a very long time with churches, and my passion is helping the pastor and those who have been sent to be a part of the vision, to connect and run with the vision so that churches thrive. And so when I got the opportunity to become a part of Faith Learn Thrive, I actually came as a coach initially only. And now I get the privilege of being a coach, as well as, I always say, serving as a sidekick to Dr. Rona in this capacity. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited you're here, and we're excited to help you out. And yeah, take a listen tonight. I think there's a lot you'll find that we can offer you.
So again, we're so excited to have you join us tonight. And if you will, just take a moment to drop the name of your church and where you're located. That will help us know kind of where you are and have some orientation of how far away or how close your congregation is to where we are. I'm just going to set a few controls and then we'll continue. All right. So a word about Faith Learn Thrive. Faith Learn Thrive is actually the online name of the Congregational Faith and Learning Center at Hood Seminary. It's so much easier to say Faith Learn Thrive than to say the official name. But we established this center at Hood through an opportunity that was presented to the seminary that supports the work that we do. And so we offer resources to help build churches. And our vision is to make churches stronger and better equipped to do ministry. And the way we do that One of the tools we use is this learning community journey. But in addition to the learning community, we also have other ways that we're helping to educate, equip, and empower leaders. And so we do that through the ministry labs that we offer. We also do that through our podcast episodes and our webinars and through our Stronger Churches conference. So I'm not sure if you've heard anything about Stronger Churches. We'll talk about that more towards the end, but we're hosting that conference August 24th, and it's going to be an absolute amazing opportunity for your churches to get a feel for Faith, Learn, Thrive and what we do, and also to access some of the amazing experts that we have coming to our conference and additional training for your people. And so you'll notice that we are forthright about saying that we are targeting small to medium-sized congregations primarily. That does not mean that we do not help congregations that are larger or even smaller. But our target range is the small to medium-sized church, because often those churches are prepared to take their ministries to the next level. They just need help. They need investment in their vision. And so that's what we're here to provide. A little about this particular opportunity. This is our learning community, and we call it Foundations for Thriving. And basically, this is a program that kind of brings your church together, not just with the pastor imparting vision, but also with a team of leaders who support that vision in a learning journey. And we actually help you reimagine God's vision for your church now. And so it's a congregational learning journey. It's an opportunity for the pastor to be supported in the learning journey, and also for your leaders to be trained and equipped and to walk through this visionary journey with you. And we'll talk a bit more about the outcomes of our learning time and all of the features that are included with our learning community journey. So let's get into it. Our learning modules, I'll talk about modules, and then I'll allow Apostle Myra to really cover all of the features of the learning community this year. We take you through a series of learning modules, and together, pastor and congregational team learn some key principles to help your church thrive in the future. We're not merely looking at who your church is today, but who's God calling your church to be in the future. COVID really pushed the reset button for the entire world, and that includes the church. And so it is the prime opportunity for many churches to take a moment and really breathe vision and ask Holy Spirit, what have you called our local church to do now? And so this isn't a focus on your denominational vision at all. This is a focus on your local congregation. Who are we, and what has God called us to do? So as we pursue that work, we have a very intentional learning path that we've set and created for you. We'll visit clarity, looking at your mission, looking at God's mission and vision for your church and clarifying what that is. We're going to help you envision the future of your church. What does our church look like next? That's the question we're going to start answering. And then as we get clarity around that vision, we're going to look at developing SMART goals for your church, right? So how do you know if you're moving in the direction God's called you to? You have to have very clear goals for your entire congregation. And it's not enough to have goals if you don't have an intentional strategy to reach those goals. So we're actually going to help you develop a strategy action plan that you can then implement in your congregation to help you realize the goals that you set. We'll talk about things like administration. We're going to host a leadership team development day, which is not just restricted to those persons that are participating in the community, but to your entire congregation and all of your leaders. We'll invite them all in for a special time of impartation for all of your leaders. And then we're going to help you plan and execute a vision casting event at your local church. This is going to be an opportunity to introduce the entire congregation to the vision God has given you for your church. And then we'll always come back to a time of celebration during our annual conference. This year, that's Stronger Churches in August. And so we encourage all of our participants to participate in annual conference along with other opportunities that we provide for learning and training your congregation. So more about community features.
Okay, so we're super excited about how this kicks off and how this looks. We start off with a comprehensive retreat experience. So what we're going to do is kickstart your journey with a wonderful, transformative weekend retreat that is always amazing. We already have the dates for that. So it would be October 11th through the 12th. Now, what we often do, or what we always do, is we're able to have not just the lead pastor, but in addition to the lead pastor, we encourage and will help and sponsor up to 5 team members from your church to be a part of this learning journey. One of the things that there's an echo. Okay, there's an echo. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can. Is that better, Kevin? Thank you. And so in addition to the retreat experience that all of you guys will have the opportunity to have, thank you. Then there is something called Mission Insight that is a partner of our program. You'll be able to receive a free Mission Insight demographic and psychographic reports tailored to your church's needs. Now, that sounds really wordy. Let me help you. That is an amazing and very costly opportunity because a lot of times we plan things in our ministry. We do all sorts of stuff for the community around us that sometimes don't even want that or need that. And what Mission Insight does, it gives specific things regarding the demographics of the community that your church is in and what are the best thoughts, what they desire, what they want, what they need. This is an invaluable resource that we give to all churches that are a part of the program. And it's totally free to you when you become a part of the program. And then we also offer financial grants that will allow you to benefit from technology and vision casting, many grants to support your initiatives. So Rona mentioned how at the end of the event, we do a vision casting where we are so pleased to come and be a part. Usually your coach and the team from Faith, Learn, Thrive. We come and be a part of the vision that you cast to your church, but we provide you a mini grant to help make it as awesome as we possibly can. And of course, you can add to it, but we give you something to help get this word out to your entire congregation. It's always the highlight to me of the program. And then we offer expert coaching. You'll enjoy up to 30 hours of customized congregational coaching. You are assigned a coach, right? Your church is assigned a coach, and the pastors are a part of a team that has a coach. It is an amazing opportunity. More things that this program offers, which is why you really, really want to be a part, is that we have collaborative workshops where when you become a part of the program, there's a workshop on the second Saturday is when we typically have it from 10 to 12, where all of your team comes and they receive the information that helps us help you journey through each of the modules that get you prepared for the work that you are doing. I would like to say every step of this module for every church is seated in prayer. We can't do the work for you, but it is a prayerful, thought-provoking, spending time with God to hear what your church is like in the now. And so you'll come and get your trainings online, so you don't have to come to it. Online, it's an online time for the times that the module lasts, every single second Saturday. Of course, the details of the dates will be provided. Then there's an opportunity for leadership development where, like I mentioned, lead pastors are able to engage in group coaching sessions designed to empower senior leaders. Our experience and what the data shows is that when you bring a group of people together, a team of people. They don't always work as well right under the thumb of the pastor, but they can tap into the vision, the heart, but nothing is ever done without pastoral consent. So the pastor gets his opportunity, the group get their opportunity, and then we merge the worlds together. That's pretty much how the program works. But to be able, as a pastor myself, to be able to be a part of a pastor's group with coaching sessions is invaluable. We also host a leadership development day, as Rona already mentioned, for all of the leaders, not just the 5 and the pastor, but also for your entire leadership congregation of your church. You get a resource swag bag, which you'll be able to equip your team with some practical tools. We give lots of information out because we want churches to thrive. We want you to have the information in your hands. And then, of course, we give you some Faith, Learn, Thrive merchandise, so you'll be proud of being a part of our team. At the end of the program, we have the opportunity to come to your church, being a part of that vision casting event. And we are able to recognize your members of your church who has done a great work, who's been a part of this team. It's all about team development. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So you'll earn a certificate of completion, and you will each participant will get that, and it'll be a time of celebration of your journey and achievements. Certainly, last but not least, our community includes ongoing community support. So it's not over after it's over. We are there for you. We want to be there for you. We want to help. So we want you to join our implementation coaching community for continuous guidance, quarterly pastoral coaching, access to our resource hub that we provide by Unstuck Church. It is so much you get with this program. And then, like we mentioned, I said, how important is prayer? We can't do ministry without prayer. So you'll get congregational prayer resource, which helps to strengthen your church's spiritual foundation, your whole church, dedicated to prayer and support throughout the program. Rona? So in the program, and I did mention it, there is very clearly the pastor's role and the team role. And I talked about it as we stated a moment ago, but we do nothing out of order. We do nothing that would misrepresent, or every system is set in place where these two, the pastor and the team, ends up working hand in hand. While the team may come up and collaborate with ideas and thoughts, the pastor still has to sign off on it. And so a lot of times our growth as congregants, people that are in the congregation, they don't speak aloud as much. They don't dream as much because we are so accustomed to waiting on the pastor to tell us what to do and what is his vision. And what we try to get across is the reality of the fact that each of us, both the pastor and the members, have a role to play in bringing the parts of the puzzle together to make the full picture. And so we have set it aside and set it up such that that happens, and it happens organically, and it's an amazing thing to watch. And so what the pastor really does is that they'll provide visionary leadership. They will share some of their God-inspired vision with the team, but then, and this is new for a lot of our pastors, because we have been trained to say everything is the pastor. It's my vision. It's my this, it's my that. We're trying to change the mindset of that, because that's not really body ministry. And that's not really how God intended for us to work. I think culturally, that's what we somewhat in many of our churches have evolved into. But what the pastor does is make room for the team to enhance the vision by embracing these new ideas that they prayerfully come up with. And God has sent each person and set them in the body as it's pleased them. And so no one is insignificant, honestly. And we all have a part to play. And so what the team does is that aligns with the visionary leadership of the pastor. They provide ideas for enhanced vision. Their mouths come off mute, and they learn to take ownership of this ministry that the Lord has given to us. So they provide the ideas for enhanced vision, and then they champion. That's my word. That's my thing. We train you how to champion, how to support the lead pastor and the congregational vision so that we all can be impactful as we should as a local church. Okay, so investing in your congregation's future. How important is this? First thing, encouragement, call to action, expected result, and cheerful invitation. Real simple, real simple. Encouragement. So it's very important that we understand that the kingdom of God, of course, operates on sowing and reaping, that principle. And when we invest generously in the work of the Lord, we position ourselves to receive his abundant blessings. So we want to next make sure we do a call to action. Investing financially in your congregation's future is essential. And it's a step of faith that, of course, shows, in fact, that you trust in God's provision as well as his promises. It's important to understand as we do this and as you embark upon this, that you're not just contributing to the immediate needs, but you're also sowing seeds for long-term growth. We do this for our children and for our children's children. It should not end with your now or this current generation. This is as we build the kingdom of God, as we build our local churches, it should not just be for the now. And then, of course, we are targeted. We expect results. We have expected results that by the time all of this is over, we know what we want. We want you to take moments, and we do it from the beginning, to imagine what God wants your church to be. And I have watched churches transform from one way when they came to, wow, this is where we are now. And then the things of God, the flow of God, the growth comes, the glory comes, all sorts of wonderful things happen. Imagine the transformation and the impact that your congregation would have. Together, certainly we can cultivate a flourishing community that reflects God's glory. You know, it's time, the end times, for the church to be a growing, thriving congregation. And a lot of times we start with a vision that was written over 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago, and we're not in the now. And so then we want an invitation. 2 Corinthians is very clear, 9 and 7, join us. And we want to have you join us in this joyful journey in sowing into our collective future. Your investment today will yield a bountiful harvest for your generations to come. Those are the things that you say to your congregation as we begin to embark upon this journey. No, we cannot hear you, but I will take it. Thank you. Yes, she's been doing a wonderful job explaining to you what you could only read. Let's go back. For some reason, her mic won't unmute, but I'm sitting here. Thank you so much, Edom. So what Dr. Williams was trying to share is that everybody's wondering, oh, yeah. Sometimes they don't even hear our pitch because, and it's not really a pitch, it's what we do and we love it, because they're thinking, okay, what is it going to cost me? What is it going to cost me? Well, let's talk about that. There are coaches. First of all, I'm a coach. not just a coach here in life, but I'm a life coach. But then people who have hired congregational coaches, they usually get for about 5 to 7,000. We're kind here. What you can expect usually when you hire a coach is that they will come in, they will assess your church, they will kind of look at some things, they'll end up visiting maybe once, maybe twice, and then conduct a congregational assessment. They're going to write you a report, and then they're going to leave the congregation with a binder of best practices and next steps. They don't walk you through the program. They don't do any of the things that we are offering, because what we do realize is that our program, by God, has been written such that each church can make it its own. We're going to help you, but we're going to coach you through the process. Let's go to the next slide. And so our value, the value of what we offer you, we offer congregations a cost-sensitive and relational coaching experience. We make congregational coaching affordable for every congregation. So do not automatically think, oh, Lord, this sounds like a whole lot. What? The pastor gets a personal coach. The church gets a personal coach. We bring you out for 2 days and we do all this things and pay for your expenses while you're there and feed you good and help you through the whole program. There is so much that we offer you. So instead of leaving you with the standard list of things to do, we are pleased to teach you principles and prayerfully skillfully walk through what's needed to help you reimagine the vision of your church for the future and for now. Our retreat, our coaches, our workshops, all of our resources, a lot of which become free to you that would cost you in and of itself thousands of dollars. Listen, they're designed to give your congregation an individualized experience. And so, Rona, you want to try it again? How much does it cost? Let's see if it'll work for you.
This way.
There you go.
Okay. Good Lord. All right. So, and then I have to hide everything. OCD. The investment, how much does it cost? So the cost of coaching, again, is usually overwhelming for most churches. Most small churches don't have $7,000, $6,000 to bring someone in to do that, right? But that's why we partner our resources with what you have in your congregation to offer this congregational coaching experience. What we've done is we've decided to offer sliding scale costs based upon church size. On top of that, we offer you a payment plan, and we have partial scholarships available for mission-sized churches. So here's kind of what that looks like. Our sliding scale is designed to account for how large is your church. Where are you in your growth cycle right now, right? And based upon where you are in the support level of your congregation, that's kind of how much we're expecting your portion to be. On top of that, we have payment plans that partner your deposit plus a monthly payment plan throughout the experience to kind of spread out the cost so your church doesn't have like one cost that they have to pay up front. And then we provide scholarships again for those mission-sized, very small congregations who need help, want the help, and we can provide help for them. And so here's what we're looking at. To offer this to every congregation is about $7,000 for us, for every church. And we extend the offer to up to 5 churches at a time to go through this program. So you can do the math and you know what we're investing, right, for your church. But based upon all of what you receive in the program, the cost to you, that the investment we're asking your congregation to make, is only a small portion of what it truly costs to bring this program to you. So for a mission-sized church, it's less than 25 members. For a small church, it's 26 to 124 members. And then most of our churches are going to fall in the medium range, the 125 to 499 churches. Now, I'm aware that there are some churches, especially denominational churches, that have membership rolls that are decades old, right? And there's people that are on your roll you haven't seen in 10 years. We're talking about the people you have engaged in your church at the moment. Who are those people that are showing up, that are actively participating in your congregation? And that's how we want you to communicate your church size, okay? And so based upon that, we know that there are going to be churches that are interested in this program, and we're going to partner, again, our resources with yours. And if you look at this chart, you can tell we're already all in, right, on making the investment in your church. It's a very minimal give back that we ask you to do. And largely, it's a part of value. A lot of times we do not value what costs us nothing. And so we are expending considerable resources to ensure your church has what it needs to thrive in the future. And we need to know that your congregation is invested in your congregation, that you are invested in your church. We're more than willing to partner with you, but we want to make sure that you're all in as well. Yeah. So here's our final slide, and then we're going to open up for questions, answers. How do you apply? Head over to our website at FaithLearnThrive. Click on the About Us, read a bit about us, but then also how can we help? And click on the Learning Community page. And there you have the option to preview the application questions. It's not an extensive application, but we do want to get some information about your local church. Things like who's your pastor, and do you have the support of your leadership to support your progress through this? And who are the people that you're considering to serve on a team for your church? And what are their backgrounds? A very short description of who they are and what they do in the local church, and then also what their professional backgrounds may be. And so take a moment to prepare your responses prior to actually completing the application online. There's also an opportunity there for you to take a church life cycle assessment. Now, this is not an opportunity for you to impress us about your church. We just want an honest assessment of where you think your church is today, right? This is not a make it or break it. I'm going to get in if my answers are really, really good kind of situation. Actually, no, we're just looking for an honest assessment. It has no bearing on whether or not you're accepted into the program, right? We just want to see who your congregation is, okay? So no stress, no judgment around the results of your church life cycle. We just hope that you will be very honest with your responses so that we can have an honest assessment of who your church is. Then your next step would be to head back to our website and actually click on the apply button. This will bring up a Google form where you can then cut and paste your responses into the actual application. It will also allow you to upload the results of your church life cycle assessment. So when you take the assessment, there's a link there. It's going to take you to Unstuck Church. It's going to allow you to do the assessment, and then they're going to email you results, right? Just download that email and upload it into the actual application. And if you have any problems with doing that, please reach out to us. And finally, we're asking for each church that applies to submit a $150 application fee. The application fee is just to make sure that you are serious about this commitment. We've had churches who've gone through the entire application program and got to our launch retreat and decided this isn't for them. And the reason why is because they wanted free stuff. They didn't really want help. They didn't want to engage with our coaches. They didn't want to engage with our process. They just wanted stuff. And so we want to make sure that the congregations that are applying are serious about this opportunity and want to take advantage of the full benefit of what the program offers. The application fee is completely refundable, and actually it's credited to your overall cost or investment in the program. So that $150 will just be applied to whatever balance based upon your church size, right? And so it's absolutely going to be credited. And if you are not waitlisted for the program, hopefully we'll have more than enough churches and we'll be able to fill our next 2 cohorts with churches. But if for some reason you decline to do it or something changes for your congregation, that amount is absolutely refundable to your church. And then we want you to plan for the launch. We want you to solidify your final team members. We know that can change from the time you apply, the time it's time to show up in October, but reserve October 11th and 12th on your calendars for our launch retreat. We're going to bring you to Salisbury, North Carolina. We're going to feed you well. We're going to have great fellowship. You're going to have great opportunity to meet the other churches and really connect with our coaches and teams. And then we want you to stay tuned to your email for community updates. We're going to be sending all of the team members specific information, not only about October, but about the program overall. So we want you to stay locked into your email for updates. All right, I think that's everything that we've had to share. Do you have any questions you'd like to pose for us? And we can respond to any questions that you have. I don't know, my computer's doing something very weird. The replay will be available for this, and we will actually provide you with a copy of the presentation as well, just in case you need to present this to some of the people, leadership at your churches and stuff. You will have access to the presentation. Well, it sounds like we don't have any questions. We hope that you will take the opportunity to apply for this year's Learning Community. We have 5 spots available right now for churches, and we want these filled. We know that by the time we get to Stronger Churches Conference, people will be submitting the applications. The deadline will be end of month, early September at the latest. We'll get a definite deadline date to you, but not beyond the 15th of September, so that you have enough time to make arrangements for your congregational teams. If you have any questions, you can email us. I'm going to drop my email in the chat as well. You can email me directly. Email any questions you have to me, or are you putting yours in the chat as well? Okay, I'll put yours in the chat. You can email either of us, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions and address any outstanding concerns you may have about the learning community experience. All right, good night. Thank you so much for your sacrifice of time. We appreciate you giving us this opportunity to speak with you, and hopefully we will see you soon. Again, Stronger Churches Conference is being hosted on August 24th, 2024. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for you to connect with us. Head over to our website at faithlearnthrive.org to learn more about that. Good night.